What's up, home bartenders? It was 34 degrees today. That means hot summer weather is officially here. We need to celebrate with some champagne, or the local stuff, sparkling wine. So you may have noticed in the last 5 or so years, the Aperol Spritz has become kind of the quintessential summer drink, but Aperol is not for everyone. Not everyone likes that taste. So today I prepared 3 other Spritz cocktails that you definitely have to try this summer. All right, let's do it. If you're finding me for the first time, I make home bartending a lot easier with homemade liqueurs, homemade syrups, and awesome cocktails. All right, let's get to it.
All right, this first one here, we've got some gin, we've got sherry, ginger, apple. This is the Golden Spritz. We're gonna start by filling our wine glass with ice. And then we're going with a dry gin. I'm using a local gin here from Kinsip Distillery here in Ontario, Canada. 1 ounce of dry gin. After that, we want a Fino sherry. I'm actually using Manzanilla because I want to get rid of that bottle, but any dry sherry. If you want to learn more about sherry, I got a whole video about that. All right, 3/4 ounce of dry sherry, Fino sherry. After that, 3/4 ounce of apple juice. It didn't specify what kind. This is just the kids' apple juice, actually. Apple cider might work better, but this is what I had. 3/4 ounce of ginger syrup. We recently did a video about our ginger syrup here, so check that out if you haven't. After that, we want our sparkling wine. All right, so about 2 ounces, but I honestly don't measure, just pour it. Not all the way to the top because we are gonna fill it with a little bit of sparkling water. Yeah, and you can actually leave out the water if you want and go just wine, but that's how I like it. All right, give it a quick mix, and then we're gonna garnish quite simply with a lemon wheel.
All right, let's taste the Golden Spritz. This one's got gin, Fino sherry, apple juice, and ginger syrup. Oh, that's nice. You get the nice sparkling wine up front, the bubbles, very refreshing. And then that sherry and that gin, those botanicals really hit. And then at the end, you get a little bit of apple and of ginger. The ginger kind of lingers on the finish. Very refreshing. Step aside Aperol Spritz. This guy, this could be the new summer favorite. This one's fantastic. Moving on.
All right, for this next one here, passion fruit liqueur and passion fruit juice. This is a passion fruit spritz, obviously. I'm doing this one in a brandy snifter, mainly because I broke my third white wine glass, but as you can see, use whatever glass you got. All right, 1.5 ounces of our homemade passion fruit liqueur. Check out that video. That is a fantastic, easy to make liqueur. And then we want to just have more passion fruit flavors, so 1 ounce of passion fruit juice. You could use passion fruit syrup, just maybe not a full ounce because it will be sweeter, so maybe 1/2 ounce. 1/2 ounce of lime juice. I do want a little extra tartness because this is going to be a sweet one. And then our 2 ounces of sparkling wine, followed up with a little bit of soda water. Same procedure as before. A little more. Keep in mind that this glass is absurdly huge, a lot bigger than the wine glasses, so don't go too much because then you'll dilute the flavors. Right, for garnish here, I should have had an actual passion fruit slice, but I don't, so an orange will have to do.
The passion fruit spritz. Now, I may have put too much soda water in here. The glass is, this brandy glass is absurdly huge. Unfortunately, I broke all my other wine glasses, I only got the 2. Oh, that is really good. So definitely if you have a sweeter tooth, this one's for you. The thing about the Aperol Spritz that not a lot of people get is that it's not sweet. It looks sweet. I think the reason the Aperol Spritz got really, really popular is that it looks refreshing and sweet. It's red, it's garnished with an orange. It's, it just looks refreshing and sweet, and it is. I love the Aperol Spritz. However, it is bitter because of the Aperol. A lot of people, I think, order it thinking this is going to be a sweet, tasty beverage, and it's very bitter. This is what people are looking for. This is fruity, this is sweet, little tart, but very, you could knock 10 of these back. This is fantastic. Moving on.
All right, for our last one here, we've got some Suze and we've got some Saint Germain. This is the French Spritz. So once again, filling our wine glass with ice. We're gonna start with 1.5 ounces of gentian liqueur Suze. That's a bitter herbal liqueur. After that, we want 1/2 ounce of elderflower liqueur using Saint Germain. So this is a sweet floral liqueur, so you can kind of see where this one's going. After that, and that's it for this one. So after that, we're topping it off with 3 ounces, a little more this time, of our sparkling wine. And oh, something in there is making it bubble up quite a bit. And of course, once again, with our soda water. For garnish on this one, the recipe actually said a sprig of thyme, but I didn't have any thyme, so I'm gonna do mint. So it's kind of the same kind of vein of, herbal garnishes.
The French Spritz. Okay, so 1.5 ounces of Suze. Now Suze is interesting because it is bitter. That gentian is very bitter. So you can, white Negronis, you're basically using Suze instead of Campari. So it is comparable there. However, it does have a fair bit of sweetness. It's almost syrupy. So this, and then you've got the elderflower, which is also very sweet. So this could be too sweet, or it could be on the bitter side. It's definitely gonna be herbal, but let's find out. Definitely on the bitter side. So it's refreshing, but it's refreshing. I find the elderflower is surprisingly like just buried under all that gentian. I don't know if 1.5 ounces of gentian is required. Maybe 1 ounce, and then maybe 1/2 ounce of gin if you want to stay within that botanical range. Or since it's a French Spritz, I figured 1/2 ounce or 1 ounce of brandy in there, cognac or something. But it's not bad. Definitely not as refreshing as the previous two, because it is incredibly bitter. I've been talking about how the Aperol Spritz is bitter. This is much more bitter. Still good, I would drink these. All right, we made 3 awesome Spritz cocktails today. We've got the Golden Spritz, we've got the Passionfruit Spritz, and the French Spritz. The French looks more golden than the golden, but we have to rate them right now. And in first place, gonna give it to the Golden Spritz. That one's just got a really nice mix of the botanicals, of the gin, and the sherry gives it a nice complexity. And then you've got the apple and the ginger that kind of linger on the finish. This one is a beautiful drink, so definitely number 1. In second place, the Passionfruit Spritz. I thought this one was going to be too sweet for my taste, but the Passionfruit is it's sweet, but it's also tart. So there's enough tartness, and I did add a little bit of lime juice in there because I thought it would need it, and I think it definitely worked. This is just incredibly refreshing, like just a nice bubbly soda. You hardly know that you're drinking any sort of alcohol in there. Very nice and refreshing. And in last place, still not a bad choice, but the French Spritz, I think it just goes a little too heavy on the Suze, on the gentian liqueur. I think just bringing it back a little bit because it is quite bitter. There's potential there, there's good flavors, just a little too bitter for my taste. What is your favorite refreshing drink for the summertime? It doesn't have to be a Spritz necessarily, but a cocktail that is on a hot day that's just gonna be really, really refreshing and thirst quenching. Yeah, it doesn't have to be a Spritz, doesn't have to have champagne, but what is your go-to cocktail on a really, really hot summer day? Let me know in the comments down below, and we will see you in the next one.